recording.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the warm-up zone. We have a fun little week this week. We got another top 10. Decided to do that again since it went well last week.
That was
It was a little fun.
I had a good time.
Yeah,
Telling you how wrong you were. It was a great time. I enjoyed that.
There was a couple teams I changed it a little bit. Moved on.
I changed mine up a little bit.
So we will get that later.
Yes.
But first, we're going to talk a little bit about the NBA, their draft date, free agency date, all that fun stuff.
So, not much is going on in the NBA, obviously. It is quote-unquote the off-season. But the draft is on Wednesday, the 18th. I don't know what time it is. Unless there's an amazing star, nobody watches the NBA draft. The only reason to watch this one is to see where LaMelo Ball goes. No one really cares actually that much because nobody actually thinks he'll be that big of a breakout star. Free agency, though, which is the most important and personally my favorite part of the NBA is NBA free agency. Watching games is fun and the stuff, but watching people trying to make new teams is really fun to me. So that starts 2 days later on the 20th. So teams are going to have to draft 2 days later to decide what they're doing. I'll give you a quick little rundown. I have the draft board. The Minnesota Timberwolves will be picking number 1.
Okay.
Golden State Warriors will have the number 2 pick. But it sounds like they really just want to trade the number 2 pick and go get a really good player. Charlotte Hornets are number 3, Chicago Bulls number 4, and Cleveland Cavaliers 5. I won't bore you with the rest of them because, yep. Lakers are obviously picking last. The Knicks, though, have the second to last pick. I think they have multiple picks. No, they have one. Never mind. Forget it. The NBA draft, I have never found that interesting. Unless somebody, like last year was a little disappointing to see Zion go to the Pelicans. But that was about it. Because I was like, boring, so boring. Sorry, Pelicans fans. You guys are just boring. Other news in the NBA. Anthony Davis will probably opt out and sign a huge contract with the Lakers. Minnesota Timberwolves are the number 1 overall pick, which I mentioned. Victor Oladipo, I guess, have been talking to teams during the season and saying, hey, man, can I come play with you? Like, in front of his teammates. He's been saying that to other players.
Like, that's kind of rude.
Yeah.
Especially mid-season. Like, after season, I get it. Like, you got to do it, but...
Yeah. Seemed kind of rude to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like the Miami Heat want to lock up all their players, but at the same time, they really want to keep room for Giannis, Kawhi Leonard, or Paul George.
Giannis.
They are willing to go after any of those people.
Paul George was trying to leave.
We don't really know what's going on with that. You know, Clippers thing is a little weird. Other news, Daryl Morey, who was the Houston Rockets general manager, is now the Philadelphia 76ers general manager. Phoenix Suns seem to be the front runner to trade for Chris Paul. Which is kind of weird to me. Because I don't feel like the Suns are really that there. You know, Chris Paul is kind of like, you add him and you go win a championship. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like we're this close to winning a championship. We got Chris Paul. Great, now we win.
Yeah.
And the Suns, they won 8 in a row at the end, or never lost a game in the bubble, and you know that was just kind of like desperation, fighting for that last playoff spot that they did not get, and I don't think they would have stood up to anyone. I don't think Chris Paul changes much of that. I think Chris Paul is really good, but he just keeps getting older. Another chance for him to get hurt. And the Suns are not this close to winning a championship. They're just not. The Houston Rockets are a complete and total disaster. Sounds like Russell Westbrook, who is James Harden's best friend, wants out of there. It's like, this sucks. I don't like playing with you. A lot of people are starting to think James Harden is the problem in Houston and why they can't win, which to me is not like a big light bulb moment for everyone. Everyone's been saying that lately. Well, it's the time that we start taking a look at James Harden. It's like, we have been. Every time the playoffs come around, he goes from 35 points a night to like 22, and he can't shoot, and he sucks. Like, he's a really good player, but he doesn't know what he's doing, apparently, when it comes to the playoffs. So, yeah, The Rockets lost their general manager, their head coach. Westbrook wants out. Apparently, James Harden won't talk to anyone half the time. They're a disaster. I feel a little bad for Russell Westbrook because I have a feeling he's going to get traded to a really bad team with really a lot of cap space. Russell Westbrook is my new Carmelo Anthony. You know what? Carmelo got old, can't shoot threes. You know, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Very ball dominant and can't shoot threes. You know, that's what the league is pass the ball a lot, really good at catch and shoot. Westbrook just drives and just slams it home. So, I feel like he's become a dinosaur very quickly. Unfortunately, because he is really fun to watch.
Yeah.
The big news is, big thing looming over free agency that I'm kind of excited about. Even though he's not technically a free agent, but Giannis will go into his last year with the Bucks, and then he can sign the Supermax. And people are the theory in the NBA is you trade a player a year before his contract runs out so that you at least get something for him if he's not going to stay with you guys. And he hasn't told anybody what he's doing yet. So I think that makes him a little nervous. So
Is there a date you have to have that by?
I think you have to be signed. It's like before training camp or something. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't know. It's weird. Before the season starts, obviously, you have to sign something. Well, Giannis can sign it before the season starts, his 5-year Supermax or whatever, but it can only be with the Bucks. But if he tells them, like, we're not staying around here anymore, I'm not staying, then they should probably trade him and get something.
Yeah.
Which would be great. Yeah. But that's about it in there. Next year's going to be exciting because,
It will.
and it starts really quickly. I don't think the Lakers or Miami is very happy about that. And you have I think the Lakers get 77 days of rest,
Yeah.
and the Golden State Warriors are going to have 270-something days worth of rest. And they'll all be healthy. Golden State. Oh, man. Makes me nervous for the Lakers. Now, here they come.
A little bit.
Here they come. Should we give a quick breakdown of what happened last week in the NFL?
For the NFL, yeah.
Yeah. Denver played Atlanta. Denver, you need a quarterback. You're not very good. Seattle played Buffalo. What a shocker. I had Seattle winning comfortably because Buffalo couldn't figure out how to score a touchdown. All of a sudden, Buffalo destroyed them. It was not really a competition. Chicago played Tennessee. Tennessee won after a 2-game losing streak.
Shocker. I kind of
Really?
Titans were going to win that one.
Yeah, it wasn't really much of a shocker. Baltimore played Indianapolis. It was kind of a boring game. I don't know. Baltimore doesn't look the same. And Indianapolis Colts, if they play anyone decent, Phillip Rivers sucks. He struggles, man.
Yeah, well, I feel like Baltimore, they don't look like they did last year. They don't look as confident, as good, but I still feel like they're looking better than I thought they were in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, Kansas City barely beat Carolina.
Yeah.
It's dude, they're barely beating some of these teams, and I'm like, dude.
They are, but
Kansas-
they're still a win is a win.
No. They're really good. I think it's the whole, like, we just won a Super Bowl, and we got to go through all of this again. And it's, like, in the back of your mind how much work that is. That's why it's so hard to repeat.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, my gosh, we got to do this again. Detroit played in Minnesota. Minnesota won. Minnesota decided to start playing football after 5 weeks. They decided to show up. New York beat Washington. Washington just can't. First, Alex Smith breaks his leg. Kyle Allen's destroyed his leg. Dwayne Haskins doesn't seem like a very responsible human being to me, if you ask. Houston held on to beat Jacksonville. Houston has 2 wins. Do you know who they've beaten? Well, obviously they've
this
beaten
one.
Jacksonville.
Who was the first one?
And they beat Jacksonville, which I find kind of comical. Las Vegas played the Los Angeles, and San Diego found a way to lose again. The Atlanta Hawks of the West Coast Pittsburgh played Dallas, and Pittsburgh went through the motions and somehow didn't destroy Dallas.
Let me just say, Dallas was actually looking decent. I watched that game. It was actually a really fun game to watch. It made it a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
It was a weird game. Miami played Arizona. Miami won. That was a good game. Tua played against Kyler Murray. That was good. And then the giant upset of the week was New Orleans took Tampa Bay to the woodshed.
Let me just say, that was embarrassing for Tampa Bay. They needed that win.
That was a struggle. They needed that win.
Saints have now beat them twice.
Convincingly beat them twice. Not just beat them twice. They have convincingly beat them. And then that game that everyone tuned in for 5 minutes because New England was losing and New York Jets could get their one win. I am still rooting for
close.
New York Jets to lose every single game because I have a bet on it. So, which isn't very fair, but whatever. That's the way it be. All right, Jeffrey. Oh, and we had Thursday night football. Indianapolis's defense showed up and stopped the Tennessee Titans dead in their tracks.
Yes.
Made them just screwed with them.
If you can stop the run on Tennessee, stop Derrick Henry, you kind of win. That's really all they have. They have Derrick Henry. That is their team.
Jeffrey.
We to the top 10 already?
Yeah, what's your top 10 teams?
So, I have Kansas still at number 1.
Okay.
It's kind of fair.
Right.
Seattle, number 2.
Right.
I've moved the Saints up to 3 instead of the Bucks.
Okay.
Put Buffalo at 4.
Nice.
So they took a big jump for me.
Yeah.
They're
beating Seattle.
They're playing well. They're making it work. So Buffalo went up to 4. Tampa's at 5. The Steelers dropped down to 6. Green Bay is at 7. I think I had them at 7 last week too. The Raiders dropped down to 8. I put Baltimore at number 9. Baltimore jumped in from 11 to 9, and then Tennessee to 10. It's changed a little bit.
So, really, I wish I could make a top 10 and just go Kansas City Chiefs and then a bunch of teams. That's kind of how it feels right now because every single time a team plays, like Tampa Bay, you're like, yeah, let's go Tampa Bay. And then they lose,
Yeah.
Buffalo Bill, you can't figure out how to score touchdown. You're barely beating cruddy teams, and then you blow out Seattle. Green Bay.
To be fair, Seattle does not have a defense.
No, Green Bay then plays games where they fall behind and they can't come back at all, or they get blown out.
Yeah.
They're just weird. And then the Vegas Raiders look better than they should, and then the Miami Dolphins are winning games. Pittsburgh Steelers is the worst 8-0 team I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but they keep pulling wins out. They should not be as good as they are.
Baltimore keeps winning games, but they don't look like the Baltimore we expect them to be. So I really wish I could just say Kansas City and then a bunch of teams.
Yeah.
But apparently I cannot do that.
Well, then what do you have them in that order?
See, I made my top 10, and then I didn't like it. So I don't know what to do with that. I was like, this is garbage. So I think this is what I'm going to go with. Kansas City at number 1, obviously, right? I'm feeling that. That feels pretty good. I think I'm going to put the New Orleans Saints at number 2. New Orleans Saints at number 2 because they're the only team. They're not winning convincingly, but they are beating Tampa Bay, who I thought was like a top 3 team. You know, Seahawks. If Russell Wilson makes mistakes, they don't win. And you know what? There's he runs around a lot, and he's in trouble.
Their defense is not helping them at all.
No, defense doesn't help at all. So I think I'm just going to, I don't know. See, I want to drop them down to I think I'm going to drop them down to number 4. That's how I feel. Seattle Seahawks, you're going down to number 4. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'll keep you at 3. Okay? I don't want to overreact to what just happened. They're still a good team.
Yeah.
Apparently the Saints are their kryptonite.
Yeah.
You know? I do get a little worried when you struggle to beat the Giants, but I also believe you are looking forward to the Saints. However, if you were looking towards the Saints, you shouldn't lose by that much. I'm going to hop the Buffalo Bills up to number 5. The only reason I keep them as low as I do is because I don't trust Josh Allen. I know he's an MVP candidate. He hasn't consistently for like 3 or 4 years thrown the football super well.
Yeah, no,
So I don't know. I can't trust that.
I have them at 4, so pretty close.
I will throw the Pittsburgh Steelers up there at number 6.
Hey, that's the first one we've ever agreed on.
I don't like Pittsburgh.
I don't either. But they're playing like
they're winning games, but man, they haven't blown anyone out.
No,
they haven't had like a convincing win against anybody. Baltimore Ravens, you lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you just don't look the same. And I think everyone's trying to figure out Lamar Jackson. Like Lamar Jackson's,
I think they're figuring him out. The first couple years he was here, no one knew how to stop him. Everyone's kind of getting used to stopping him now.
But I trust Baltimore over Green Bay if they were to play. Baltimore can keep the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands. He'll score his 3 touchdowns, and I think Pittsburgh or Baltimore will they'll just do well against Green Bay. Vegas Raiders, you're beating teams you're not supposed to be. You beat Kansas City. That means something.
This is the biggest mystery.
I'll take the Vegas Raiders, and then I'll take the Miami Dolphins. Those last 2 teams is like a revolving door for me. There's always someone. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling like it's Kansas City's Super Bowl to lose right now.
To lose.
Yeah. It's your Super Bowl to lose.
I'm still thinking Kansas is going to win it again.
No, that's what I mean. Like it's Kansas City and then a bunch of teams. Because New Orleans Saints go out there, even though they're the number 2 to me. And Drew Brees could suck at any given moment, get tired, he gets old. He starts to drop off towards the end of the season.
Yeah. As much as I want Drew Brees to get one more ring before he retires, because he doesn't have a lot of time left.
No, he doesn't have a lot of time left.
I want him to get one more ring just because I have
Right.
a ton of respect for him.
Exactly.
But I just don't know if he can do it again.
Tampa Bay, you're getting blown out in games that you should win. It's really sad to me because if Tom Brady was a little bit younger, right, I'd be like, okay, this is their first year. I don't think they're going to win anything, right? I'd be like, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You get it together, you figure it out. You have a year to figure it out, and then the second year you win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's not getting younger. So I don't know how well that plan works for.
He has a 2-year contract, right?
Right.
Do you think he's going to retire after that 2 years or resign?
I think he's done after these 2 years.
I kind of think so too, and part of me still wants to agree with you with what? It's their first year. He's trying to figure everything out. Yeah. He's getting older. I'm like, you got to figure it out soon because you have maybe one more year, maybe.
Right, because if they exit the first round of the playoffs and the rest of the season is a struggle, you really think Tom Brady wants to come back and try to do that again?
Yeah,
But you know what? New Orleans found a way to get to him. They kind of destroyed that Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive line. He didn't have a chance. I don't blame him for that at all.
No, but
that whole team just did not play well. Saints came out, scored 31 points. It was like 31-0 at halftime.
Something like that, yeah.
The game was over. I turned it off. I was like, this is bad.
I looked at the score to see if I needed to watch it. I'm like, oh, don't need to watch that game.
Like I would understand. Like I probably would have watched it if Tampa Bay had actually looked decent. You know, they drove down the field and someone fumbled the ball. They drove down the field and Tom Brady threw an interception for 6 points. You know, there was weird things that happened towards the end. But no, you couldn't move the ball. It looked bad. Didn't look good at all. Seattle just relies on Russell Wilson.
That is their only team.
Yes. Russell Wilson and a bunch of guys.
Is the reason they are where they are.
DK Metcalf is awesome, though.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess I should put it this way. Their offense is why they are where they at.
Yeah, but even then, that offensive line is terrible. He's running around every single play.
Which is all the more reason he needs to be MVP.
Yep. I agree with that.
He has no defense, no offensive line, and he's still winning games.
Probably not giving Buffalo Bills the respect they deserve. However, I just don't trust Josh Allen.
Yeah,
just
they did move up quite a bit for me because they were at like 8 or something for me last week.
Yeah.
They bumped up to 4. They are playing well. I can't disagree with that. But, yeah, I'm on the same boat. I don't know if I am all on board with Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'm not either because I think it's the Lamar Jackson thing.
If he keeps doing this year, does it again next year, maybe. But at the moment, I'm just still, I don't know. Don't know.
Tennessee, that was rough. I don't know how they're in your
Tennessee,
top team
they were
after
like
that.
here, and then they started going here, and then they just kind of dropped.
Yeah, I don't. They couldn't find a way to come back and win against Indianapolis. I don't know. It just didn't look good.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
All right, should we talk about Week 10?
Well, why not?
Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Huh, you got the point spread odds on this?
I can bring it up.
All right, our first game is Houston at Cleveland. Wow, Jeffrey. Wow.
What? Had to turn that on so that way I can get the odds, and all of a sudden everything was like, oh, you're back.
Oh, you're back. All right, Houston at Cleveland. Well, I don't know what the point spread is on that, but I would expect Cleveland to be favored. I think people are writing off Cleveland a little bit because OBJ got hurt. And they're like, yeah, Cleveland's not.
I am not. Actually, I'm kind of thinking they're going to do better.
I'm thinking they're going to play well. I think they're going to beat up Houston. If Cleveland doesn't beat Houston, I think everyone's going to start panicking, partially because it's, losers mentality. You've been losers forever.
Yeah, it's -4 for Cleveland.
Yeah, they should win that game. Washington will play Detroit. Detroit should, I don't know. Who cares?
Detroit's -3 for that one.
-3? All right. Yeah, no one's watching that. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 early day games. And there's like 6 or 7 late day games. There's a lot of late day games.
Yeah.
Philadelphia will play New York. Go Philadelphia. But New York Giants, you know what?
I feel like that one should be up more, but the Eagles are -4 as well.
It's Carson Wentz effect. Jacksonville will play Green Bay. Green Bay better whack them.
They're projected to. It's -13.5.
Tampa Bay just got embarrassed on national TV, and they're about to play Carolina. I expect Tampa Bay to completely obliterate Carolina. What's the point spread on that one?
Tampa Bay is -6.
Yeah, they should be. Denver will play Las Vegas. That's a divisional game. I want nothing to do with that.
Yeah, that one's going to be weird. The Raiders are -3.5 for that one, but
Vegas should win.
like you said, divisional games are weird.
They scare me.
It's hard to bet on those ones. It's hard to pick anyone. I don't know.
Miami's going to play Los Angeles Chargers. That should be a good game. 2 rookie quarterbacks going at it. That should be fun. Lots of mistakes. I like mistakes. I love chaos. Chaos is fun.
-1.5 for that one.
For who?
For Miami.
Yeah, well, Chargers will be up in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go, and they'll find a way to lose it.
I actually do like Miami in that game. Yeah. I think it's going to be close, but I do like Miami.
Buffalo will play Arizona. I think that'll be a really good game.
Yeah, that's -2.5 for Arizona.
Really?
Arizona.
See?
Yeah.
Even Vegas doesn't believe in you. To beat Arizona, who you should thwack. Seattle will play Los Angeles. Man. If Los Angeles finds a way to keep Russell Wilson off the field, I think Seattle's screwed. That's a good enough team to beat them.
The Rams are -2.5 against Seattle.
I didn't put the Rams in my top 10 because I haven't seen like a win that I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? But they could easily be in the top 10.
Oh, they could. I still probably pick Seattle to win this, but I don't know.
San Francisco will play New Orleans. New Orleans better beat them because, yeah, San Francisco has everyone hurt. Cincinnati will play Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh will find a way to make that game a game. They're going to be 9-0, and I still won't believe it. I'll be like, really? I hope they lose, actually. Yeah. I really want them to lose. Like, I want them to get blown out by Cincinnati or something. It's not going to happen, but that would be more interesting. Baltimore will play New England. It's kind of not a very good, like, nighttime game.
Yeah, Baltimore's up 6.5 on that one.
New England's going to be so much better next year.
I kind of hope so, but at the same time, it's kind of nice not seeing them win for once.
Monday night matchup, Minnesota at Chicago. I think Chicago's going to keep declining and Minnesota's going to keep going up.
Yeah.
Don't trust Chicago. Minnesota, you have a really good roster and you're starting to get better. I like it.
Yeah, I do. Minnesota's -3.5 for that one as well.
Dallas and New York, Kansas City and Atlanta all have buys. Dallas and New York will find a way to lose, even though they're not playing a game. They'll just take the L. As long as they go 0-16. I need the Jets to go 0-16. Oh, man. We got anything else? Or is that it?
I think that's
sweet. Yeah, anything else you want to
Much
talk about there, Jeffrey?
no. More awards came out for baseball, but too many of them to really bring up or mention.
I really want an old man button.
Oh yeah,
Like
oh
an
yeah.
old
We
man
were
sound. Old man
do like an
sound?
old man thing. He thinks I'm an old man because I watch baseball.
No.
And I
no.
started watching the Masters this week. And
See, right there, I would push an
we need a
old man
snooze
button.
Just
I don't know. I don't know what old man button would sound like.
I don't know, but we need to find one, and we'll have an old man segment.
Like does up have a sound? Like, or like, get off my lawn. I don't know, but get off my lawn sounds too mean. Like, people watching golf don't say get off my lawn. Well, actually, that's not true. People playing golf do say get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the perfect one.
Yeah,
Get off my green. You know, something. I don't know.
it's not always going to be golf.
I don't know.
We'll find something.
We'll
but
figure it out.
yeah, Masters started off, and I've been enjoying that. So
Good for you, Jeffrey.
you can sleep through it. I'll enjoy it.
All right. Well, everybody have a good week. Enjoy your football. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, give us a like, give us a follow.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah, I will not be here. I'm going to Kentucky
Have fun.
Thanksgiving, so I'll not be here. But I don't know. We might try and do something where I can still be involved in it. We're gonna try and figure that out.
We'll see.
But we don't know how that's gonna work yet. So
The old man button. On both of us.
yeah.
All right.
All right. See you guys next week.